Yo, this is Rick Mahorn, the bad boy, giving a shout out to my man Drew, Detroit Drew. Make sure you tune in on his YouTube channel, Detroit Drew. Bad boy.
What's good, peeps? Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a good week. Weather's nice. Enjoy it while it's here because it feels like it's going to get cold again soon. But enough about the weather, man. Let's talk about Detroit basketball and what I personally want to see from the second half of the season, because we're only a couple days away from the regular season picking back up after the All-Star break. And there's some things involving the Detroit Pistons that we're going to have to watch carefully. You know, option number one is trade deadline. Who's going to be here? Who's out? We got a couple of good veteran players like DeLon Wright, Wayne Ellington, and Plumlee that, you know, could be tossed around. I'm sure we're going to hear probably a little bit of trade rumors. Although, really, when players get traded from the Pistons, you don't hear too much about it. It's fairly on the DL. You don't really hear it. It comes out of nowhere. But we have to look at this thing at the timetable we're at. Do these veteran players help our rookies get better? Do they help our second, our third year players get better? Are those kind of leaders? Someone like Wayne Ellington, he can kind of take a Luke underneath his wing and be like, this is how you shoot. Same thing with Sadiq. You know, Plumlee, he's played pretty well lately, you know, where I can't justify calling him Bumlee anymore. He's kind of a player, you know, where Isaiah Stewart can look at him and be like, all right, he's in the right position for the rebound. Well, that's already kind of something Isaiah Stewart has. Isaiah Stewart just needs to work on his offensive game and he'll be fine. Plumlee doesn't really have too much of an offensive game. A lot of it's just being in the right spot at the right time, which, I mean, Isaiah Stewart needs to learn. But it's like looking at this, is like none of these guys really are like the mentors you want, where when we had Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin, those kind of were the guys you want to have. So don't be surprised if some of those players are on the trade block or do get traded. Certainly doesn't mean they're going to, but we have time to think about it. You do want to try to flip Wayne Ellington because he's only on a one-year deal. You want to try to get something out of it, but whatever. The second part is the young guys, the couple-year guys in the league, the rookies. They have to keep playing at the level they're at and try to get better. Again, I'm not asking for too much because they've already played so well. I know a lot of you guys are frustrated with Sekou. I do want to see Sekou continue to play. The last couple games, he's been active. He's been running in transition, and that's what I want to see from him. You know, because they're not running plays for him. You know, no matter if you're frustrated with Casey or not, Sekou needs to continue to run the lanes. He needs to keep getting the backdoor cut and making himself available. Because if he's making those cuts, sooner or later, his teammates will realize he's doing that or will look to get him the ball. But he needs to continue to stay aggressive. Dennis Smith Jr., you know, he should be a little bit more comfortable after this break, after he's had some time to actually have practice for multiple days with the team and run some plays. He's already getting better and more comfortable with the team, but now after this break, he should be better. Same thing goes for Saban Lee, Stewart, and Sadiq, man. They've had more time to practice. They've rested. So that's the important thing, is the rest, because it's been a long, stressful season, not knowing what's going to happen because of COVID, all this stuff. So I know a lot of fatigue is not just physical fatigue, it's mental fatigue. So hopefully that break did everybody well and they can come back out here from the coaching staff. Just continue to give these young guys opportunities. That's all I'm asking. And we've done a great job of late of giving the young guys opportunities. So I think everything should be kind of stuck together, glued, and really pressed down and focus in on that. And Jeremy Grant's going to be probably the number one scoring option. No brainer there. But really continue to get him more confidence, because 2 years down the line when this team has flipped around, he's going to be, what, 28, 30? Somewhere around that ballpark. You want him to be the guy, the voice of reason, the calm leader. Let him continue to work on his leadership skills. That's really the main focus there. The coaching staff, like I said, continue to give the players their opportunities. If someone messes up, don't get too frustrated. We're young. Be patient with them and just play basketball at the end of the day. I don't really want to say tank, but after watching some of these draft prospects, rather if it's someone in the G League or if it's someone actually in the NCAA, I want a good player. So let's try to be competitive, but not win. Not tank, but be competitive. Just don't win. because at the end of the day, I want to get a top 2 pick, top 3 pick, somewhere around the ballpark. Overall, I want the number 1 overall pick, but with the draft lottery, it never helps the Pistons. The Detroit Pistons have never moved up in the lottery. They've either stayed put or they have fallen. So we need to stay in place. So we got some work to do. We need to touch up on a few things, better defensively, get some more offensive looks and plays ran that actually work to help out our young players, because the offense is changing. You can see it changing, where it was give the ball to Blake, let Derrick Rose do his thing, and now we really have a guy like Grant who he passes the ball. If he gets it, he shoots it, but he's not like we're running through him in the post. He's got a wide arsenal where he can do whatever he wants. But now it's like we're not just giving the ball to him. We're moving the ball around. We're trying to run. All that's going to be implemented now. We're going to have a new offense, I'm predicting, after this break, because of all the turnover we've had. Because we can't keep running the same offense because Blake and D-Rose, they're not here. We don't have an Andre Drummond anymore. So you have to change it up a little bit, and I think the change is for the better. We have a little bit more modern day offense where we have a bunch of shooters, but we have a bunch of guys that can penetrate the paint, draw fouls, dunk on somebody. So I think this offense is really what I'm looking forward to, taking that next jump in the second half and just be a little bit more explosive and more entertaining and a lot more opened. So I'm looking forward to it. But let me know what you guys want to see from the second half of the year. Which players do you have your eye on? Who you think gets traded? All that good stuff I talked about today. Leave your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns about it down below. Instagram, Twitter, DSA members, all in the description. Check it all out. And I will see you guys in the next one. And that's the bottom line, because Double D said so. Peace.